Yes, good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to the today a special webinar which is set to be the International Human Rights Day, and that what I posted on the screen. Please, anyone can unmute and read what I posted on the screen loudly. Unmute and read, please. Anyone can unmute and read what I posted on the screen, please. Participants. Participants. Kolikonda Sarath Babu, are you hearing me? If you are hearing me, please read what I posted on the screen.
Human rights.
If you are hearing me, what I posted on the screen, please read. If not, I read it without wasting the time. Okay, I will read without wasting the time. That human rights, that the 10th September, of course, 2021, Human Rights Day is observed every year on the 10th December. This year, Human Rights Day marks as a not 70th, 73 anniversary of the 73 anniversary of the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. It is a milestone document that proclaimed that inalienable rights which everyone is inherently entitled to a human being. I said, as a human being, regardless of the race, color, religion, sex, language, political, or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. It is the most translated document in the world, available in more than 500 languages. That is that what I posted on the screen. And now this is the invitation which I made it. And if you could see it, what I posted on the screen, anyone can unmute and read. If you could not read it, I will read it. Unmute and read if anyone seen that what I posted on the screen, so that it will be known to me that you are with me and I am with you.
Yes, it is 10th December, the Day of Human Rights, and it is invitation to all legal fraternity to participate in Human Rights Day webinar and express your view on the occasion. I have even given below the link for use.
Yes, that
And
is the thing which I
Hussein sir
stated.
is
That
saying
means you are
namaskar to
with me and
all.
I am with you. Yes, anyone would like to speak something now? If you want to ready to say something, then I can give the chance to you.
Yes, sir.
You want to speak now? Kolikanda Sharad Babu, I invite the Kolikanda Sharad Babu. He was the ex-student of mine and a practicing advocate, and he is a retired government teacher, also a lecturer. Now he is going to give his opinion on the International Human Rights Day. Please start. Over to you, Kolikanda Sharad Babu. Over to you, Kolikanda Sharad Babu. Kolikonda Sharad Babu, over to you means you have to speak now.
Yes, yes. Good evening, all of you. I am
Yes.
Sharad Babu, here practicing advocate at Khammam Bar. And on the occasion of Human Rights Day, I wish you all a happy Human Rights Day. Actually, human rights means human being by birth has human rights. He has every right to live. He has every right to enjoy on this earth. Actually, these human rights were first proclaimed after the Second World War on 10th of December 1945. That is the UNO Day, and human rights were proclaimed for the first time, keeping them in articles. So, based on these human rights, every country in its constitution has incorporated some human rights which are very, very essential, and they are the sine qua non, means there's that is compulsory. We cannot do away with them. In our Indian constitution also, there is Article 21, which gives right to life and liberty of human being, and there are some writs, and most of them are they can be claimed both in Supreme Court and High Court as rights. Most important them of all is habeas corpus petition. It is so important that this habeas corpus means produce the body. If a court thinks that a human being or a man or a woman is in danger of his or her life, then the court may ask the state to produce that person in the court with life and blood. Such right some only a few countries have, like United States of America, Britain, India, and some liberalized countries which are enjoying democracies. But in some countries, still, that right to life is not there. The people in those countries are still struggling to get those rights, and we shall hope that their wish will be fulfilled with their struggles. And what I want to say is, a country without human rights is not at all a democracy at all. It cannot say that it is enjoying democracy. Recently, our country's status has fallen in the eyes of other countries because some rights like freedom of the press and some other rights have been lowered, have been lessened by the state in the recent times. Our country has been divided still with parochial lines like regional and religious and caste-wise basis. There are some areas where some lynching in the name of religion goes on. There are some places where the caste is still dominating. There are some areas where some regional obligations are dominating. So all these things, if we can control, our country's democracy will be really established. I don't want to say that ours is not a democracy. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has given us one of the best constitutions in the world. But what I want to say is we must protect this democracy, keeping keeping the human rights of every human being, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, region, language, and whatever it is. So once again, I want to thank Dr. Hussain sir for giving me this opportunity, and I wish once again all the viewers a happy Human Rights Day. Let human rights prevail for the mankind's benefit. This is my slogan. Thank you, one and all.
Yes, thank you, Korikonda Sharad Babu, for your nice and narrative and nutshell deliberations on the occasion and the eve of the International Human Rights Day. This is nothing but the 73rd anniversary of the Human Rights Declaration. Now I could see that classroom 139 is there. I don't know whether he could deliver his opinion or not. Could you hear me? The Professor T. Nagabhushan Garu, could you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Now I request the Professor T. Nagabhushan Garu, and he was a professor earlier in the University of Dire Dawa, Ethiopia. Now that he is a faculty in the Koneru Lakshmaya Education Foundation, that is the KLEF University of Law, and there he is teaching at present. So I request the Professor T. Nagabhushan Garu to give his opinion on the International Human Rights Day. Please. Over
Hello.
to yes, over to
Hello.
Krishna Garu. Now you can speak.
Hello.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Is
You speak.
it audible, sir?
Audible, you speak.
Okay. Okay. Right. So here, for the human rights, I am telling you that it is the opportunity which is given by Professor Hussain sir to speak something on the human rights. So for this, the Declaration of Human Rights. Here, under the that is Universal Declaration of Human Rights, some of the provisions which are specified under the that is conventions which are made under UN conventions. So here, I think convention, it may be the first convention or whatever, that is 1945. So all of the states should have to follow the conventions whenever they are members of the UN. That is why our country has also followed it, and the human rights which are also specified in our Constitution of India. Here, the important point is that Article 21, as is said by the speaker previously, Article 21 says that that is the state, no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to the procedure which is established by law. Here, even there is no any constitution to any country, it is the implied meaning, that is right to life is the implied meaning. That must be followed in any country, even constitution is not there. That is also the view which is expressed by Professor Dicey. Right. Now come to Indian Constitution. Article 21 says that the right to life and personal liberty. And another one is Article 23. This is important article for in connection with that. Article 23 says that prohibition of traffic in human beings and beggar and other forms of forced labor. So here, the traffic in human beings, beggar and other forms of forced labor are prohibited. If any contravention to this, then automatically those persons who are not applying this provision shall be dragged to the judiciary. Next one is Article 24, that is the children's rights. Okay, so I am concentrating on Article 23 of the Constitution now. Traffic in human beings, that is the prostitution. Here, our object, which is enshrined under the Constitution under Article 23, is that prohibition of the traffic in human beings. So, even though we have adapted from the UN conventions, but how much the justification which is made in our country for this particular article. So here, even though prostitution is conducted, even though nearby the police station it has been held, police are not taking any of the care for the prevention of the prostitution. Not only the police, another one, panchayati elections which might be made. So here, the panchayati members will know that is in their constituency only the prostitution which may be made. So one person is the member of the panchayati. And another, suppose municipality, municipal ward councillors are there, they are known about it, about this particular red light area, but it is not prevented. Police are not prevented, and politicians are also unable to prevent it. That is, it is violation which is made by the public authorities and also the politicians. So MLA, MP, etc., in their areas only it has been done. So there is no any prevention of that prostitution. That is why human rights are deliberately violated, even though that is known to all. So that must be prevented. Even though we adapted it, but this provision which is not satisfied in India. Second one. So traffic in human beings and beggar. So beggar is not the beggar. It is not the term equivalent to that of beggar. Beggar means without the payment of any remuneration, if the work which would be extracted from any person, then it is nothing but beggar. So here in Thankful versus Simri Salai and Chandra versus Rajasthan, state of Rajasthan, in these cases, especially the beggar which is found, that is the panchayat, that is chairman, etc., they have instructed in that panchayati. So, those that is for each of the house, that is timetable which has been put. From each of the house, one has to come and clean the panchayat office and they have to go, but there is no any that is payment at all. So it comes within the purview of the beggar. So that is also not prevented, even though courts have declared it. And now come to the forced labor. So forced labor is also prevented under the Constitution. So here the non-payment of minimum wage act is also a forced labor. So here you may say that is the agreement which may be there between the worker and also the employer. But the thing is that the agreement which may be made for the payment of lesser than minimum wage, but the agreement is void ab initio because of Article 23. But still we are finding the workmen who are rendering the services even for lesser than the minimum wage, which is paid by the employer. So here in Crown Aluminium case, it has been held that let the business undertaking which might be closed, but the employer should have to pay the minimum wage. If he cannot pay, then the business undertaking or industrial undertaking which may be closed, nothing to be bothered. In such way, the decision which is declared by the court of law, especially in case of the minimum wage. And court further said that man should have to live as the human being, but not as the animal being. So, in such cases, the man, if he is not paid the minimum wages, even though agreement which may be made, but that is violated the provisions of the Constitution. So, that man cannot live as the human being because the minimum wages which has been fixed by the state for the minimum medical, that is food, shelter and clothing, and minimum medical facilities and minimum educational facilities. If the expenditure, that is the worker is unable to that is incur the expenditure for this particular purpose, then automatically it is nothing but the violation of the Minimum Wages Act and also violation of Article 23 with regard to the forced labor. So the same decisions which are declared by the court of law, that is Supreme Court, in so many cases, that is the Asiad workers case, Sanjit Rai versus State of Rajasthan, Kerala prison reforms case, and the Kerala prison reforms, and Jammu and Kashmir, some cases there. In all of the cases, it has been held by the judiciary that non-payment of minimum wage is nothing but violation of the human rights. So here, prior to that, one case is already there. That is
Sir,
habeas
other
corpus case.
participants also is here to
Hello.
speak.
Over, huh?
Please, wind up.
Wind up. Okay. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to censor. Thank you.
Yes. I'm very much thankful to the Professor T. Nagbhushan Garu, that he was the former professor at the Daredava University, Ethiopia, and now the KLF, that is the Koneru Lakshmaya Education Foundation. He is a faculty, and he has given the briefly that what are the cases decided under the various act like the Article 21 and the Minimum Wages Act, it is also said to be the violation of the human rights. But in the participants, I could see the a gem figure would be there who is good enough, because today he has posted his international human rights in his KU group. Now I request the Professor Dr. Jetling Yellosa, and he is a professor at the Telangana University in Nizamabad, to give his some of his expressions and opinions on the International Human Rights Day 2021. Over to Jetling Yellosa. Please unmute and speak.
So, thank you, sir, for conferring this great opportunity to speak for a few minutes. You know that we are celebrating the International Human Rights Day. The day marks the signing of the document called the Universal Declaration of Human Rights at Geneva. You know, the human rights concept is not a new to Indian scenario is concerned. It is as old as that of, if you go to Ramayana, if you go to Mahabharata also, we can see the instances of human rights. You know, Ravana had abducted Sita, but after taking her to Ashokavana, he had given a chance to Sita to adapt him. Though he is a very powerful, and Sita was a only lonely lady, but he had a given. It shows that respect of the others. Even Mahabharata also, there are such instances are there. So human rights.
Given a great example, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. In human rights, though the modern thinkers, they say that it was emanated from British in 1125 AD, and in American War of Independence, and the French Revolution. So that was continued. And we had seen the two devastating wars. One in First World War, the cluster bombs, atomic bombs were used. And there is a complete failure of the League of Nations in preventing the war in Second World War. So ultimately, we got the United Nations Organization, and at the end of the Second World War also, the nuclear bombs had been dropped upon the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Though it was dropped in 1945, such droppings in instances are still visible to our naked eyes. Since then, the world, everywhere we could see the violation of the human rights. So in 1948, under the aegis of the United Nations Organization, the famous document is signed, and the document where 29 important rights have been recognized as the basic rights are inalienable rights. And in 1966, another two important covenants have been signed: civil and political rights, and the social and economic cultural rights. So the saga of providing or identifying the human rights have been continued, because in what I feel that in 1960s, the majority of African countries and the Latin American countries, they have gained independence. So they felt that, and they pressurized upon the developed countries to adapt these international conventions. And it was continued in 1990s, 80s and 90s, Child Rights Convention, Women Rights Convention, Torture Against Convention. So number of innumerable human rights documents have been signed. Though India also party to those conventions, but there are some matters which have been enumerated in the UDHR document have been, though find place in our constitution as a fundamental rights or constitutional rights, but there are some matters have been intentionally excluded. And you know, still I remember in 1993, to protect the child labor, US Congress has a bill was introduced by Don Burton for complete prohibition of the child labor or products which are being manufactured in India should be banned in the European markets and the American markets, because one of the main foreign exchange for India at that time was exporting of clothes and also cloth related articles. So under the international pressures, we have enacted the Child Labor Prohibition Act of 1986. But if you see the inner of the act is concerned, only few sectors where the child labor is prohibited. In majority of sectors have not touched. Why? Because we had that kind of socio-economic conditions are there in our country. But Western countries, the situation is quite differs. Economic situation, a political situation, a social situation, they quite differs. So they wanted to force upon us to adapt those conventions. But ultimately, in 1993, we enacted the National Human Rights Act, and the act has provided the various commission, national commission, state commissions, district commissions. But I wonder, even we have, we have the fundamental right not to detain a person for a accused person for more than a day, 24 hours. If you go to the field level, still there is a blatant violation of the human rights are going on. We are afraid, even educated advocates, they are not allowed to go to police stations. If they come to police stations there, they won't give a treatment. Disrespect they meted out to the common people. So everywhere there is a blatant misuse of human rights are going on in our societies. If you go to any public office, the work cannot be done without paying a money, a gratifications. So it is a violation of the human rights, because we adapted, we identified certain aspects, but the state, even private sectors also, they extract the work, but they won't paying that sort of remuneration to the persons working. And what I feel that after COVID-19, the era has started. In private companies, they were abuse of the private workers working in the software sectors, working on by work from home. Though they're paying the same salaries, but they're extracting them for maximum periods. Is it not violation? Where is the 8 hours we statutes, labor law enactment says 8 hours of work, but they put
Excuse
full.
me, Professor Jetling Yellow, sir. The other
Sir.
participant is ready. Please try to wind it up.
Okay. So, COVID-19 situations has led to the more violations of human rights. What I feel that until unless, though laws are there, but until unless there's a attitudinal changes have been there, whatever laws, whatever acts, whatever mechanisms, these all may not going to be effective. So with these words, I sincerely thanks Professor Sahib Hussain sir, who is one of my teacher at Kakatiya University, for conferring this few minutes to express my opinion. Thank you, one and all.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Jetling Yellow, sir. And he's a professor at the Telangana University, Ditchpalli, Nizamabad, and he has dealt from the Ramayana to the Europe and other Minimum Wages Act also that he dealt it. Now I could see the Professor Shaheen Khan, advocate. Earlier she taught in many in private colleges affiliated to Usmania University, and she is also a professor there in the Crescent, that is Abdul Rahman. B.R. Abdul Rahman, Crescent Institute of Science and Technology. He taught for at least 3 to 4 years there. Now he's in a practicing advocate both in the High Court as well as the civil courts, and he's going to finish her PhD also sooner or later. Now I can switch over to the Shaheen Khan to give some opinion regarding 2 to 3 minutes or 4 minutes, please. Over to Professor Shaheen Khan. Please unmute and start your deliberations. Professor Shaheen Khan, over to you. You can unmute and give your opinion regarding the International Human Rights Day, that is the 10th December 2021. I'm sure that you are hearing me. Professor, I am the webinar, Professor. Professor, I am the webinar. Professor, I am the webinar, Professor. Yes, the Shaheen Khan, I believe that I don't know whether what is the reason technical defect would be there. Then I can give the chance to the next, because I saw the Sandhya Rani, but I could not see now. Sandhya Rani, are you present? Yes. Sandhya Rani, could you speak on this occasion?
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Sandhya Rani is a practicing advocate, and she is my student, as well as she is very much interested in my web online lectures. She will always present. Now I can switch her to the Sandhya Rani to express her opinion regarding the today's day. Yes.
Yes. Good evening, sir. My name is Sandhya Rani, sir. Wish you happy Human Rights, sir. Happy Human Rights Day, my dear friends. 73 years ago, on December 10th, 1948, United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Day on this day. Human rights are in universal 30. In Indian human rights are also 30 human rights. But important is the fundamental rights are 7 only. The article number 12 to 35, all the law students are know the 12 to 35 rights. Right to equality, right to freedom, right to against exploitation, right to religion, right to education. You know, but Article 23 is very important. Everyone has the right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of his interests. I quote, never surrender to the people who stop you from speaking the truth. I quote, never say sorry for being you. Never give up on your confidence to fight for what is right, no matter what job you are doing, how old are you, young or old, financial status, big or small, or are equal on the constitution. That only thing that is matter that we must all the treated right. Injustice is anywhere, is a threat to justice is everywhere. This quotation said Martin Luther King. Thank you, my dear friends. First of all, thanks to this opportunity gave to me. Our favorite dedicated subjects to speech on online classes. Our principal, Maneru Law College in Khammam, I am a student of, I proud, Mr. Muhammad Sahib, Professor Muhammad Sahib Hussain, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Sandhya Rani, for your brief and narrated thing. And if the Professor Shaheen Khan is ready, then I can switch over to her. If you unmute and deliver the regarding now.
Yes.
Professor, over to
Yes, sir.
the
Good evening,
Professor
sir.
Shaheen Khan.
Very good evening, sir. Very good evening, sir. I am Professor Shaheen Khan, advocate here, sir.
Proceed.
Sir, firstly, I thank you. Thanks a lot for convening this program, sir, pertaining to the celebration of Human Rights Day. And what is left behind by all the learned people, they have spoken much about the Human Rights Celebrations Day, the constitutional rights. But the need of the hour is that awareness of human rights is required right now, sir, particularly pertaining to women, because the people are not aware of their human rights. The women are not aware of their human rights. How much quantity of domestic violence is being subjected on the women, but still they are keeping quiet. And as far as the it is concerned, the percentage in Bihar is maximum pertaining to violence against the women, domestic violence against the women. And the second comes the Kerala. Similarly, UP is there pertaining to dowry harassments and dowry cases by the women. So this is what I wanted to say, that we have to highlight the rights of the women guaranteed under the human rights and guaranteed under the constitution. And for that purpose, the judiciary plays a very important role, sir, in this one, because as contemplated under Article 21 of the Constitution, the speedy justice to be delivered. So unless the justice is speedy, the people will not continue their faith or trust or taking any legal actions in these matters. So human rights, unless and until they are enforced, there is no meaning of enforcing of the law, or there is no meaning of enforcing of the human rights. So we should make an awareness among the people regarding this. I wanted to say this. I related other things pertaining to the celebrations day, constitutional rights, everything is much said by all of the our participants, and everybody knows that. And being the fraternity of law, we all know all that. And but these things we need to create awareness among the people, sir. That is my request to you. Made certain arrangements though, so that we can make awareness among the common people and particularly among women, sir. So this was what I intended to say, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Shaheen Khan, that you narrated nicely the domestic violence and the regarding the dowries, regarding the women's awareness would be there because of this. Then only they could know that the fundamental rights, they do have it under Article 21. The would also say speedy justice. Then what are the fundamental rights would be there that are deemed to be one way, in another way said to be the human rights. Now I could see the Varadaraju Sampasala also is present, and I would request Varadaraju Sampasala to give the view to you if you are there. Over to you, Sampasala. Varadaraju, please unmute and say the few words, at least 2 or 3 minutes, because at the ending that I could say the 2 or 3 minutes are left over there. Now the time is 7:49. Okay, Sampasala Varadaraju, are you there? Please unmute and start your views. Are you hearing me, Varadaraju Sampasala? If you are not there, okay, I will give the chance to the later part, because here the Himabindu is there. Himabindu, would you like to give your opinion? Just you say your name and say something, then you can wind it up.
Good
Yes,
evening,
sir,
all of
good
you.
evening,
Good
he is a
evening,
student
sir.
of the Justice Kumaraya Law
Sir,
College, Karimnagar,
sir,
and he happened
sir,
to meet
I'm
me
student of
recently. That's
Justice
why.
Kumaraya College, Karimnagar. I'm first year. Now second sem is running on. I'm very happy to be in the part of the meeting. So far so many professors I have seen, professor madams, advocate madams. I have understood that today is a 10th December Human Rights Day, 73rd, and human rights is very important for the living of human being. And Article 21, it is important. Sir, okay, thank you, sir. Next time I'll try to speak somewhat.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Bindu, for your narrated what you had in your mind and what you said regarding the Sampasala Vardharaj is present there. You can switch over to him. If not, I can ask any other person to speak because now Sunita was the mood Sunita was there, but she is disappeared from the panel. Vardharaj Sampasala, are you ready? I believe that there is some technical problem would be there. That is the reason that I could not see it because only 9 minutes are left over there. Of course, I could play the national anthem also in this one, but I already made it very much clear in my posting what I am doing because time to time that I am running it from one thing. Let us see that because when you say the human being, the definition of human rights, the human rights are the universal legal guarantees, and number two, protecting the individuals and groups. Number three, against the actions and omissions. Number four, that is interfere with the fundamental freedoms and entitlements and the human dignity. Yes, human dignity is there in the Article 21. Right to life includes the human dignity. Then the last point, bullet point, is human rights. Law obliges the government and other duty bearers to do certain things and prevent them from doing others. So that is one of the definition even in the human rights. Then human rights will be applicable. Let's say hub. A human right is a hub, then the society all covered with this, there the rim and the spokes is added to it, where the human rights is the information, it touches the movement, it touches the association, it is the human right to the speech, human rights to the education, and culture and the religion. So it is connected with each and everyone. If any fundamental rights are violated over there, in one way, in another way, his human rights is violated. Subject to the correction, Professor Jetli Alisha is there. I should not supposed to speak whatever that I want. Professor Alisha, you can correct me if I may be wrong. So this is the thing which I want to make it out, and this is the 2021 marks the 73rd anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that is within parentheses UDHR, which declared that the, I quote, recognition of the inherent dignity and the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family. It is the cornerstone of the world freedom, justice, and peace, I unquote. This is the quotation, but another quotation of the Eleanor Roosevelt also it is given over there. I quote, where after all do universal human rights begin in small places close to home, so close to and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have a little meaning anywhere. Without concerted citizens' action to uphold them close to home, we shall look in vain for progress in the larger world, end quote. Eleanor Roosevelt said. So, because I do have only 54 minutes now, only the 6 minutes are left over there, but anyway, the indication will come over, then it will make it out. What is the theme of the 2021? Let us see the theme. Equality, reducing inequalities, advancing human rights. I repeat, the 2021 theme is equality, that is the reducing inequalities, advancing the human rights. So this is just human right theme related to the equity, or I beg your pardon, equality, and Article 1 of the UDHR, all human beings are born free. I repeat, I quote, according to the Article 1, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and right, end quote. The principle of the equality and non-discrimination are at the heart of the human rights. Equality is aligned with the 2030 agenda with the UN approach set out in the document Shared Framework of the Living No One Behind. Equality and non-discrimination at the heart of the sustainable development. This includes addressing and finding the solution for the deep-rooted form of discrimination that affect the most vulnerable people in society, including the women and girl. Like our Professor Shahin Khan are very clear that there is a domestic violence, there is a harassment, there is a dowry deaths, and many other things are having, and awareness should be must. Yes, I fully concur with her, the opinion, the awareness is very much important. So here, including the women and girls, indigenous peoples, the people of African descendants, of course, we have to give the respect to the LGBTI also. We should not say that what is LGBTI, which stands for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgenders, and intersex. These are the migrants and people with the disabilities among others also. In the end, that I would like to say that
Sir, may I interfere, sir?
Yes, sir, please.
Just I would like to participants to please listen to my video, which is available in the YouTube.
Yes, yes.
In my channel called Last Speeches, there I have delivered for 40 minutes International Arena of the Human Rights. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
repeat again.
My lecture is there.
Yes.
A video lecture is there in the YouTube in my channel called Last Speeches.
Yeah.
There
I will
covered
share
human
that now
rights
with the
and
possibility.
international arena.
So in the end, that I would like to say that the best way to reduce the inequalities and resume our path towards realizing the 2030 agenda. Now I will share our learned friend because I do have everything with me here. Then I will share just now only that our learned friend, because he posted it today in the Jetling LOSA. Yes, Jetling LOSA. He's posted today the yes. Now you can see his yes, this is the thing which if I not be mistaken. Why it is taking so much time? It is coming here. Oh, it is taking long time. A photo unavailable, okay. Hello, sir. I don't think that you posted today only. No, thank you very much for the prompt and kind response. And this is the thing today that you posted, 2023. This is not the thing. Let me see whether this is the thing.
I
that you
posted, sir. Theme.
Yeah, migrate, start, delete message. No. Namaskar, your contribution of preparing the students who want to join them. Okay, it is not there. And please forward it to me. But anyway, that Professor Elvasa, and you can leave your here. What is that name that you told me? I will type it here.
Speeches. Last speeches.
La
Speeches.
Speeches.
Oh, sir.
YouTube by.
There are around 1 to 5 lectures are available on the
Very nice, Dr. Jetling Elosa, Professor of Law and Telangana University. Yes, it is a Professor of Law at Telangana University. And if you type it in the Google search engine, I am sure that you could hear it. Please get the benefit of this free lecture. He is like me, because I already told you that what I made it, which I already shown you also that. So he is also doing the same thing. That is knowledge that he wants to share with the other people, because knowledge should not die. The same thing which I am doing now, you can see it, which I posted on here. Yes, I think that is visible to you. Is it or not? Is it visible to you?
Yes.
Yes, see, this is the thing. In the same way, Professor Jetting is also doing the free services over there. As I told you that my slogan is in all arms, education arms is at Zenith, and that is my quotation. In the same manner that will Elosha also making the thing. So please enjoy his thing. I don't know whether the time is now going to be end over there, I believe. So now shall I play the
want to
Janaganamana?
cite sir, I want to cite a recent development that is in all states there are human rights commissions and at central level also there is a national human rights commission.
Very good.
That is the recent development in our country.
Very
Recent means
nice.
some years back.
Very nice. So now it is the time for the Janagana Mana. Let us make it out. Let we stand it because I want to wind it up. If anybody wants to say anything, they can say, because after Janagana Mana, everything will be closed.
Yes,
Eh?
for a second. Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Sayabu Sensor, for convening such a valuable lecture, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, now the national anthem. We have to stand over there for the national anthem. Yes, now you can recite it. Yeah, just a minute.